Hello and welcome to Just the Gearhead, and today's episode we're going to be installing one of these. It's a Tuff Stuff one-wire alternator, because I'm pretty sure the other alternator is dead. So we're going to put this one on, and this, because it's on one wire, will eliminate some of the excess wiring that's coming off of the alternator that's in here right now. So yeah, we'll get started on that. We'll go remove the old one. Alright, to get the alternator off, it's pretty simple. There's just one bolt here and one bolt down at the bottom. Loosen those, slide it back, get the belt off. There is some wiring here, but some of it just doesn't go anywhere, which is why we're going to the one wire, so we can eliminate some of this stuff. And then, yeah, so do that real quick. And the battery's already disconnected, don't have to worry about that. Alright, so we're going to do a quick little comparison here. Hopefully this matches up fairly well. So there's the old one, here's the new one. Now, as you can see, there's quite a few wires on the back of this one. This one has one. And if you really want, you can make it a two-wire by adding a ground wire here. Just if you want a little extra insurance. It's supposed to ground through the body and just give you a hot lead, and instead of having all these other ones for intermittent charging and stuff. Other than that, they look fairly similar. Different design, obviously. The one thing I did notice, or want to double check, is the length of these. Just want to make sure they're the same. This one is 3. This one's just under 3, so that means we might have to add in a washer as well as this here. So we might have to add a washer to get it to sit nice and in line. The pulleys seem to be in about the same slot. This one has a smaller pulley, so we'll see if hopefully we can get enough tension on the belt, because this one's a little bit smaller. Oh yeah. And this is just more wiring I don't have to worry about. So we'll go install this one. Hopefully it goes pretty easy. Alright, small problem. When I put this in, currently the way it is, this here, connector for the hot lead, hits the block, and the optional ground actually runs into my dipstick. So now I've heard online that you can clock these if you're careful. And you undo these 4 bolts and just lift it slightly and turn it. And I only have to go 1 bolt hole, and I think I should be okay. So we're going to give it a try. Hopefully I don't wreck it. Alright, we'll go that way instead. Yeah, it seems to stop there. If we go this way, see, block was the, so we'll go the other way? We'll go to there. hopefully that works. Now we'll go see if we can actually mount it in the car. Well, it's not going to get, even if I pull it as tight as I can, it's not going to get tight enough on the belt. So, I either need to see if I can get a shorter belt or a different bracket. So, first we'll try the belt. So I'm going to take this belt off. I'm going to take this belt off anyways too, and replace those. So yeah, we'll come back once I got those. Alright, so I'm back from the parts store with a couple of belts, so we'll throw these in and then double check to see if the alternator is charging, and then we'll see what's next. Alright, so while we're at it today, we're going to install some timing tape. We got a couple of different sizes on here. We're going to figure out what size the balancer is and put that on. And we also have a new timing needle thing. Going to have to see where this actually goes. I think one of the holes is not tapped, so I'll have to tap the hole and get this mounted. The timing pointer is supposed to bolt to this bolt here, there, and then this spot here. This spot here, I I don't think is actually threaded. So I think I'm going to have to try to tap that. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to. We'll see, I guess. So the new pointer is here, and the old paint mark is way up there. Now that explains why I had to mess with the timing and put it so far out of whack to get it to run. So the pointer here, I am now going to have to find top dead center on number 1 again and see where that lands in regards to this paint mark here, which is supposed to be top dead center 0. So yeah, that's quite a difference. I had the stop the piston from moving up and down. This stopped on one side, stopped on the other as the crank goes around the other way. This little tiny mark here, I don't know if you can see it, is where 0 was marked. The difference between the two is roughly 2 3/4. So that'll give me what, 1 3/8. It's just over 1 1/4 there. So the 0 that's on the balancer is pretty close. So we'll just use that when we install the tape. So I'll just go clean it up real quick, and then we'll stick the tape on. Oh, I got to measure the balancer to see how big it actually is, so I know which piece of tape to use. With the tape now in place and the marker lined up with 0, we come up here to the distributor, and we'll see that the rotor is pointing almost directly straight back, which is not quite right. Could be timed out this way, but it should be pointing at a slight angle over here, because that's where the number 1 spark plug is landing, which means I'm probably going to have to either move all the wires around or undo the bolt for the distributor, pull the distributor up, slide it over a notch and put it back down, and then double check all the wiring, which is probably what I'm going to do. So we'll do that. So alternator's in, and it seems to be charging. New belts, got the timing marker in, timing tape in. Going to have to play with the timing again. It's close, but I think I still have to play with it to get it just right. So I'll probably just do that off camera. Alright, so that'll be it for this episode of Just the Gearhead. Please comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys want merchandise, please check out the link to my Redbubble page in the description. And for all of you who have commented, liked, subscribed, and all that in the past, I appreciate it very much. And for all of you guys who have bought merchandise in the past, I really do appreciate that, because it helps out with paying for the projects. Anyways, so we'll see you next time.